So we got 4 light side points and 1 dark side point for Dell's sake, because I don't know if he can see it.
Hey, Ivan, my dice aren't too loud, are they?
Not yet.
Okay.
Oh, that reminds me. Let me get my dice out to mark.
Well, that is quite a different. That's quite a different batch of dice than last time. Okay, so we will begin in medias res. In the.
Did we already roll duty?
We may. No, I don't think we did. I think we were gonna.
Ooh, there we go.
All right, let me look at the table.
6. Ooh.
We are on air. That will be 1v4N with a sabotage duty.
Oh, okay. Son of a... I just get the damn thing fixed.
Yeah. Break out the base, Ivan. We're doing sabotage. So.
Yeah, I understand.
Speaking of Star Trek.
Exactly.
All right. So the cantina is a kind of a cramped affair because Silver Station is assembled from a lot of salvage hulls and approximates a sphere, or rather just the wireframe of one. And so it's a lot of different salvaged hulls stitched together end to end. And so real estate is at a premium. And so the cantina is kind of unusually long, maybe sort of a little bit like a German Rathskeller bar. And so in it, in its dark depths, you've heard that you should be able to find Cleo Park, who's your contact, who may be able to help you transact somewhat. And we'll let the dialogue tell us a little bit about what you're looking to transact. But with that in mind, you come down a narrow stairs that's only wide enough for one of each of you to kind of come down at a time. Narrow, steep stair to get into the cantina, and its neon lights kind of show around the corner, and so you can kind of hear that there's a loud bar down the stairs, and also wherever 1v4N is in this marching order, his footfalls will be metallic against the deck plates.
You'll have to go back to the ship, B3.
Oh yeah, it's
I'm not going to carry you down the stairs.
My self-mobility algorithms are still adapting to the different kinds of terrain, and I am not comfortable with stairs yet. Would it be all right if I went back to the ship?
That'll be fine. Fine. Let's go.
Whoop, boop, whoop, 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 whoop.
So 1V, you say this Cleo Park person is an acquaintance of yours?
You can call him that. Yes, we did some transactions a long time ago.
Well, good.
Most of them were pleasant.
Most of them. Okay, wonderful.
Not all of them. I mean, we left on fairly good terms, mostly.
Well, you think he'll be interested in taking those battle droids off our hands in exchange for repairing our ship?
If he's not completely broke and destitute, sure.
All right. Well,
it's a possibility, but
let's see. What are we looking for again? A Celestin?
That's what it is?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, and I have I do have that pasted into there.
You'll forgive me. I mean, I'm so bad.
That's okay.
I was like, the guy looks like a mouse.
It's cool. Yeah. Well, you're a droid. You could go like, it's a mousy faced.
Yeah, it's just it's short little mouse guy.
Organic. Yeah.
It's not funny.
All right. So At the far end of the bar, unmistakably, you see Cleo is fingering his hand, sorry, fondling his hand of cards, and looking over them with chagrin, with his kind of wide and the black depths of his celestine eyes. And around the table, facing away from you, is another person, and then there's a third player, who's has an eye patch, and is a wide, red mustachioed, bald man, who's wearing a good deal of armor, and is evidently quite drunk. And then there's a dealer in the corner, who is a retiring droid, with a pleasant manner, one of those 3PO units that's kind of had a nice paint of pastel green, perhaps. And then the last person around the table is a gran, wearing a kind of a leather getup, and is probably a swoop jock. So that completes the players at the table, and you can surmise more about the scene in the cantina, should you wish. How do you proceed as you find the scene?
That's him. He looks like he's losing. He doesn't look very happy.
Let's stand to one side. We don't want to interrupt his game. Maybe he'll catch sight of you, and you can wave when he does so. Last thing we want to do is mess up his game and have him irritated at us.
This could take hours.
The mustachioed man, boisterously, kind of it slams down his flagon, and looks to Cleo and says, "Are you brave enough for another hand? I think perhaps we have a cheater here at the table. I'm not sure, but maybe you can brave the waters with me. Won't you, Cleo? I say, we know what is in the deck now. We should play once more, and if the cheater continues," looking around the table ominously at the person whose back is turned to you, "then perhaps we have them cornered. After all, if we deal more hand, we see if there are too many of the same card in deck. Why don't we give it a go, Cleo?"
Spot on.
Every night as always.
I've been rehearsing for weeks.
Cool.
Nailed it.
So with that in mind, we then find ourselves. You see the hand beginning to unfold.
I'm looking to see if I can spot
Okay. Well,
who's like reaching for blasters or something. Are people armed? Or I assume so.
so this is going to be. There's a lot of noise and a lot of business going around, and so I'm given to think that this is just sort of a perception roll. That it's simple. So there's no purple dice, but there's 2 setback dice from the ambiance and the complexity of the situation.
All right. So, I'll just take a look around just to see. Try to spot the cheater, because I know there'll probably be a blaster fight if this goes south, and checking to see if people are armed as well. So here we go. Advantages, 3 advantages. So since that fails, maybe we could call it that we're alert for trouble. So maybe that helps us when the time comes around to roll initiative. How's that?
That sounds good. Okay, so yeah, and I think that's enough advantages that all of the new arrivals in the cantina can have a
Boost die?
jointly have a boost die to their initiative roll if things break out.
Cool.
And it is with that in mind that they do, as the game begins to unfold. And the mustachioed man draws a large blaster pistol and levels it at the person whom you have not fully sort of gotten a look at. You've been watching them handling their cards, and their manner is familiar to you, actually, which is strange. It's beginning to dawn on you that you may know this person. They have long white hair. And they wear a sort of a Corellian, a very standard sort of Corellian look of a jacket and some pants with some sort of design stripes down the side. But I could tell you more, but I won't. I'll let Del tell you kind of what costume he might find himself wearing.
It is a black jacket with white trim. As he mentioned, he's white-headed. He's got a hawk-like nose, beady eyes, very large eyebrows, and he keeps pulling on his chin. He's got a little bit of a tuft down there on the end, and twisting it, and his eyes shift back and forth between all the players as he looks at his cards and he lays them back down. And he's very quiet. He's just eyeing everybody. And at the moment when they raise the gun, you do know that he is sitting with his chair turned around. So he's sitting. He flipped it around.
Yeah.
And when they
seat back is on his chest, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And whenever he drew the gun, the gun was drawn, he immediately stood up and grabbed the back of the chair and lifts it in the air, like he's ready to toss.
So with that, I think we instantly, for Davian's part, you recognize this man as someone who's been apprehended before as an arms trafficker in the Five Sisters.
Oh, nice.
And in fact, perhaps on a previous prisoner transport outing to the one on which you met Amara, it might be that you went for a long shuttlecraft ride with what you believe to be this person, and who now has a very large blaster pistol leveled at him.
Oh no.
You're going to take us back to your ship, and you're going to give us your ship.
I shall give you nothing.
Back to your room at the very least, because your chips are not enough to cover all the drink that I have pissed away. Losing my money.
You want my chips? You should be seeing double the chips that I have. You're so drunk.
I may be, but I know that my
He
blaster...
rattles the chair.
All right.
Rattles the chair and throws it across the table at the guy.
All right, so we will roll some cool rolls for everybody here.
Cool rolls.
It's initiative. Yeah.
Yeah, you saw it coming.
Hooray. And of course.
Hey, you like that, right?
Oh,
Do we get a boost die with this too or no?
You do.
oh, that's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Which gets me 2 advantages, right?
Oh, pff,
Yours is great.
yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Wait.
yeah.
All right. My blue die did
Has
nothing.
nothing in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 2 successes and an advantage.
Okay. You're going back to the original roll.
Okay, so we got 2 advantages from Ivan, 1 from me. We got 1 success and 3. 1 plus 3 for Max. And Dell, what's your
Oh no,
cool? So we can
I'm-
roll for you.
Aloy.
Okay.
I'm 2 plus 1.
Hang on.
Yeah, he's going with his original roll. He meant to
Oh,
just
2
roll a
plus
blue
1.
die.
Yeah,
Okay.
I made the cardinal sin of the app.
Oh, that's okay.
I've got
Dale.
2, but my presence is 3. So
You got
What
2
I need
on
to
the
do-
skill?
That is
2 on the skill and 3. So is that
oh,
2 yellow and 1 green? Is that what it is?
that is a very cool character.
Yeah.
Whoa, yeah, no kidding.
2 yellow and 1 green. And, okay. And he doesn't get the blue dice, right? Because he's not with us.
Not today.
So, yeah.
Not today.
Oh, awesome.
Hey,
Look at
thank
that.
you, Paul.
3 successes and 2 advantages.
Damn.
It's excellent.
So with that in mind,
Oh,
What?
our brigand, I upgrade his role for the
Oh, you turned the wrong way.
Oh, I did.
Or-
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's all white now, which I think is very apt.
yeah.
So our brigand sees sees it coming for him, and is going.
Yeah,
So he's gonna throw his burning cigar. Is gonna try and just throw it, like around or onto your clothing, hoping that he's gonna scoop up all the chips on the table and run.
Okay. Now I had envisioned a chair that was more like just a aluminum type. You know what I mean? A kind of light that I could pick up. That's what I wanted to get her across the table in his direction. But anyway, go ahead.
So no.
Oh, so
so
you-
I'll give him a setback die.
Okay.
For the chair sort of giving you some cover. And I think that sounds probably around appropriate here. So what we will do is we'll have this thug with some ranged light capability, but more of a brawn-oriented type fellow. He's going to end up rolling 2 yellow, and he's got a black here. And then at close range is 1 purple, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah. I think,
All right. What does the Ides of the Force say? Before I roll the dice, is there to be a flip?
Meaning, do you want to upgrade his difficulty?
Yes.
Dale?
Yes.
Oh, do I want to upgrade?
Yeah, because you can make it harder for him. Like the force can be with you, in which case it'll be.
I think.
Oh, yeah, you mean it
the
using the
active
destiny to-
character?
Yeah.
The active character has to declare first, and you can't. So that means that if you upgrade his difficulty, he can't upgrade it back at you.
That is
So-
correct. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, exactly what I was wanting to do is I was wanting to use the chair as more of, to take up his field of vision while I try to scoop up the chips. And he hopefully topples backwards if he's sitting in that chair
Well,
with the back end to him.
Let's see what the dice say. You may have the opportunity to narrate some threat here.
Okay.
So let's. Oh dear.
Well, back, dude.
Not good. I think he lights your hair on fire. Yeah.
What the?
All right.
I
So
have this,
I'm beginning to think this app is rigged.
I have this vision of the cigar like going into his clothes, like some.
so that's I'm gonna give the cigar piercing 2, so it's gonna ignore 2 points of soak. But it only has a base damage of 1. So it's only 4 damage. It's 4 damage, but it's piercing 2.
Oh my God.
I know if you ever had the pleasure of having a cigarette butt get stuck in your clothing somewhere burning, but it's great. This is what
4
I'm mad
damage, but it's piercing 2, and that means
It ignores
2
2
points
points
of
of
damage,
soak. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and now to narrate the triumph. I'm gonna. Oh my goodness. All right. I'm just gonna have. I'm just gonna have the hilarity and the swashbuckling aura that is about him. Upgrade the difficulty of the next person's. Let me backtrack that. He's gonna get a free maneuver, and he's gonna scoop the chips into his waiting shirt, and then start heading for the door. So he'll take two. Oh, no, he can't strain. So that's it. So he scoops the chips up. Yeah, that seems good.
Seems fair. Okay, now that's our turn, huh?
Yep. Though we got to choose who goes.
Yeah.
It seems fair that Dill's character should go with a chair.
Yeah.
I could just see. I think that the cigar hit the top of it and flipped over and landed in my hair.
Even better. Oh God.
So, I guess the chair went, far off the side of the table. Didn't hit him at all as he was scooping up.
So the chair die was indeed blank. The face that came up on the chair die.
That's true.
All right. So who's going first? What's the initiative look like? Who do we need?
You can.
So-
It's all of
I-
us, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's
Well, I mean, we select as a group who goes
yeah.
first. You got that right.
Maybe you go. You just got
Yeah.
cheated out of your money.
Yeah, but I'm dancing around trying to put, like Michael Jackson, trying to put the fire out. I will. If he's scooping up and he's running away, I'm going to jump.
Up
Now,
on the table.
is this table secured to the ground?
Oh yes. Oh, there's so much. There's so many corpulent kinds of aliens that play at this table that it is only feasible to play Sabak with tables that are very robust.
Oh yeah, that's fine. How tall is it compared to me? Waist high or what?
Yeah, it's just like kind of maybe it's maybe a shade higher than 3 feet. So
I'm going to jump on top of the table since I know it's stationary, and dive at him. Try to tackle him before he gets too far away.
Okay,
Right?
so that sounds
Shoestring tackle if I have to.
It sounds like a brawl, which is always difficulty 2. So there's 2 purple dice, and
Well, can I use one of my destiny points?
You certainly can.
Well, I've got enough adrenaline going through me to qualify it. So I'll use that. And you said it's a melee, right?
It is.
Okay, so we've got 2 purple.
So is it brawl? Are you gonna roll, Jim? For him?
I'll roll for him.
Okay, so you got 2 purple. What's your? Is it brawl?
It sounds it sounds like brawl, as opposed to the other
athletics.
Thing. Yeah,
It's either brawl or athletics. Yeah.
This sounds brawl.
I think we may have.
Is Del frozen? I think
Yep.
he's frozen. Yeah.
Looks frozen.
We'll try do a
It's frozen in carbonite.
I was just gonna say.
We'll do the camera
What
off.
do we do with solo?
It might be frozen. Looks frozen.
Yep, still looks frozen.
Yeah. And where the hell is my camera thing?
Wait,
I can't find it.
Anybody know his ball score?
Oh, there we go.
Wait.
Turn off camera. Way.
oh yeah, we're all gone now.
Yeah.
Wow,
Screen's
that's cool.
black.
Yeah. No good.
Yeah,
No.
no.
No go. Okay, we'll try.
I don't suppose you have the stats.
I don't have a character sheet right now. That would be convenient. But let's see what we can do here. We may have to modulate this session a little bit. But I think we at the very least, if it's just a bandwidth underrun, we can just go to voice for the moment. Let's give it a moment. And then we'll send poking messages.
He doesn't have any other. So for this roll, it's just the 2 purple difficulty, nothing else significant negative wise.
No, I think it's
Okay.
it's pretty much that's it
So
for the
we just
moment.
need his brawl.
It is very interesting how we've having this almost.
Yeah, I'll stage his voice.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
There we go.
All right.
All right.
What am I rolling? Whatever.
So yeah, what's your brawl score, man?
Yep.
The brawl score is 2. And
green?
yeah, just 2 green. There's no upgrade on it because I don't have nothing to brawl. But if I'm using a destiny point, do I get at least 1 more green or what?
Well,
No,
you 1 yellow, 1 green.
Yeah.
Exactly. One of the greens
just
upgrades.
upgrade.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Hey,
Is
that's
that what you
worth
want
it.
to do?
Yeah, that's what I want to do. Otherwise,
Cool.
I'm kind of screwed.
All right. Here we go.
Yeah, I'd already flipped it, so I'm flipping it back.
Oh, you had already flipped it?
Yeah, because I thought I was
okay.
rolling, but that's excellent. Oh no!
Oh!
Oh, we should have had you roll.
Oh, you're killing me, guys.
Listen, you just failed. That's failed.
This is simple.
I think we need to rotate down.
It's not like
I think
Okay,
that's what
so
the
that's-
dice are telling us.
So that's a simple fail, and it's not.
Yeah.
There's no threat, right?
Yeah. It's
Yeah, no threat.
yeah.
Thank goodness.
So you find yourself on the table, swatting at him, and he's just kind of chuckling, and he's has to give up one chip that your foot has landed on atop.
Well, yeah. Obviously, I slipped on it and went belly down on the table, stepping on a chip.
Oh, I cannot be so harsh. I have no threat. What will be the next initiative slot?
I think I'll take it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think you're probably next in line to.
So I will draw my pistol as an incidental because I do have quick draw.
Mm-hmm.
And I will flip it to stun.
Mm-hmm.
And I will point it at the red-haired man. Was it?
Yes.
Yeah. And say.
There's a red mustache and
red mustache.
shorn head.
Oh, that's right. So I'll point it at him, and I will say, "Hold it right there, Mister. I think this isn't. This game was still in progress. Can't just take that money, put it back." And I'm trying to intimidate him into.
That sounds good. Okay.
Not bolting.
So the question is, how cool is he? And I'm gonna let that ride at just that is just difficulty 2.
All right. So
for his presence.
So he has two purples for his presence.
Mm-hmm.
It's a coercion skill. So.
Just out of curiosity, when should you get a setback die because this guy is so drunk?
Well, I believe that so I'm gonna I am gonna suggest that.
That's be a bad guy. I mean,
No. Well, I mean, I believe that the situation is thus that I think that. The setback die is probably from all the dripping moxie that he has after
Sure.
after the cigar cherry. incident.
That's true.
A lot of moxie. That's a lot
Can
of
I
moxie, man.
can I lobby for a boost die because I do have my gun drawn and pointed at him. So
I believe that the
Yeah.
yeah, I
You
mean
got your-
he's also armed, but he's perhaps somewhat askance that you're intervening, and so I will give you that. Yeah.
Okay. So, do I want to flip a destiny point?
You can do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Why not? This is the game to do this kind of stuff.
Yep.
So here we go. Are you gonna flip a destiny point back at me to make things more difficult?
I am not.
Okay. So here we go. There we go.
Yeah.
Ooh.
There we go. We got 3 successes and a setback die.
And the threat is because he's
And a threat. Yeah.
All right. So for a moment, it's somewhat uncertain. And it's there's a bead of sweat. It's pretty hot in here. The ventilation systems for all the ships that are stitched together are not where they could be. And with that in mind, I think it's just a matter of a point of strain, and the ruffian.
Just one?
Yeah, that's what it is. So the ruffian says, "Well, it's fine. I need to use the facilities. I think everyone can. Why don't we get a round of drinks with these chips, and everyone can take whatever's left? How about this?" And then there's some takers around the bar. They're like, "Oh, all right." And Cleo looks somewhat angrily and is like, "All right, well."
So
It's a deal.
I holster my weapon then. Yeah.
I think this is like the right time. Just, hi. They told me to wave at an appropriate moment, so I just like.
So Cleo begins dutifully counting out the chips and dispersing them, and just counting them out to the starting position, just handing out, and just like, well, I think I was up for the night, but I guess this is fine. 1v4N. What brings you to Silver Station? I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name, sir. You were accused of being a cheat. Pardon me, but I think you may have been, but we can leave that for another time.
The name is Freund. And he's writing himself up off the table and brushing himself off, straightening his little jacket.
All right.
And he picks up the chair that he had once thrown and swivels it back around and sits down and says, "Another hand, gentlemen?" He looks around.
Not for me, and I believe my opponent may be. Yes, and he observes he observes a growing trickle descending from a house plant in the corner, and back into the center of the room, where he's standing relieving himself in semi-private.
Is that Freud like Sigmund or Floyd like Pink?
It's a mixture of the two. Freud.
It sounded
FROYD.
I heard Freund with an N.
Yeah, it's Freud.
Okay. Yeah.
I heard Freud too. I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
it's
all right.
like, is it Sigmund or Pink?
That
I don't know.
explains the
dark side of your
cigar.
mind.
Well, speaking of
Pink
cigars,
Floyd.
there's still some, whacking some of the cigar off there.
After the drinks,
things,
it's 150 for you, 150 for me, 150 for the drinks, and some more actually, but that's fine. Why don't we go someplace with better ventilation, and perhaps Yes. What brings you to the station? Why don't we step over here to the bar, and perhaps
So I
why
think
don't you tell me something about why you decided to speak up for this man, this Freund. You, Mister. Pardon? I did not know your name. You come with 1v4N.
Yes, my name is Davian. I not really standing up for this Freund fellow. More concerned about seeing that money, those credits going to the rightful owners.
he's a crusader.
Yeah, he could tell I wasn't a cheat. Man's obviously soaked.
You did look like you were cheating, sir.
His little shifty eyes look over to the 1V and it says droids. Shakes his head. So, and then he looks over to the bar and says, "I need a drink." Taps on the bar. Is there a bartender behind it? Obviously.
There is. There's an auto surfer. Because
Okay.
life support's a little bit thin, and so there's kind of one of those Dalek shaped bartender robots. I'd hesitate to call them droids. It might elevate their status. So,
Inebriate. Sorry.
Okay. It slides over to Freund's hand, and he slams it back. He tosses his head back and slams one and sets it down, and it half coughs and sputters a little bit and says, "That's good," and then rejoins the conversation.
So, Mr. Park, 1V tells us that you might be the person to see here in Silver Station. We have some cargo we wish to move, and we're in need of some ship repairs. And we thought you might be able to help us out.
yeah, this is
in that
possible.
regard.
This is possible. We should go someplace more secure. And also, I think that Mr. Freund may be beginning to overstay his welcome here on Silver Station. So we should all walk and talk, I think. Join me. And so Cleo waves off a drink that was about to arrive to him at the bar, and as he's clambering up the steps, is busily applying some lotion to his hands and to his precious Celestin cheeks. Because the dry air on the space station is not doesn't agree with a species of an amphibian constitution.
Is this Freund your business partner, perhaps?
I afforded him passage on my vessel here because I believed that he was. I believed that this individual was an associate of Amaro's. That was my belief at the time, because I had heard thus and been told thus. I'm beginning to speculate.
Amara, you say?
Yes.
Well then, take a look. Take another look at him.
Now we're all walking together, right? So Freund's hearing this, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. He walks up to what is the little fellow's name?
Cleo Park.
That was Cleo. He puts his arm around Cleo. He said, "Why is there any reason to doubt, Cleo? I came in with him, didn't I?"
I love this character.
There's no reason to doubt so much as I don't believe that you're an operative for one of the more illustrious spies in the Alliance's retinue. But you could prove me wrong. Perhaps there's a swashbuckling mission of daring do that you're about to embark upon, and cease to grace us with your social niceties here on Silver Station. We'll of course welcome you upon your return once you've served some purpose to our greater cause. But
Yeah, whatever gets me off this rust bucket. And he kicks the walls as we're walking down. He says, just kidding, but it is cramped quarters, and he's stinking up the place.
so there is, in fact, so you're getting into a space of bright light. As Cleo leads you into a long a boarding tunnel. So this is a repurposed sort of one of those inflatable collars that goes between ships that don't have compatible airlocks, and inside of it there's a it's been kind of set up to be a really large hydroponics bay, and so there's lots of little vegetable plants kind of peeking their way out of plastic sacks, growing in the excrement of last night's cantina fare, growing in the waste processing. But it looks like there's just going to be a ripe tomato in a couple days. So
Okay. Freud dips his hands in one of the pots and pulls it up and smells it and he goes, "Is this fresh soylent?" And then walks on with the rest of the group.
all right, so I intend to stop here and discuss business. I like it if anyone wants to do harm to me. Not that you would ever bring me into contact with people that of ill repute one beforehand, but I just want to be sure.
It's not like last time.
I like to think that if our conversation goes in a direction I don't like, then it'd be just as easy for me. And Cleo wraps upon a vibroblade. It's in a thigh holster. It'd be just as easy for us all to take a short walk on the outside of the station, if that happens. And in fact, it's a 1/4 inch of nylon between you and the vacuum here.
So? It's not like last time. I promise. These are, well, they're better.
All right, start talking.
All right. So,
I'm supposed to call my wife later tonight.
yeah, we're
She still talks to you?
I'm trying to do my best with the children.
so we have a ship in need of repairs. It's been banged up, blaster fire. There's a matter of fixing a transponder signal so we could use some sort of technician
I have a
experienced
man for
in these matters, so he can fix that.
More and more, that's mostly the business we do here. Go on.
We don't have cash on hand, but we've acquired some very particular cargo. It's
yes. Okay.
valuable, rare cargo. We think it might fetch a good price, but it's not entirely, shall we say, imperially approved.
This is nothing. This is
yes. Nothing. This is why we're coming to someone.
This is nothing to us here.
Discreet, such as yourselves. Yes. Beyond that, those are our minimum needs. We'd like to procure some items as well to resupply our ship.
Okay.
But it depends on what price we can get for those.
Well, I think I need to see the merchandise to be sure of this.
Yes.
You're docked with the station?
Yes.
Okay. Well, given that I don't really know you too well yet, and I don't know your associate over here at all, pointing to Maxbill.
Oh, this is Maxwell, our mechanic.
Nods. That's it.
You look like you come from. You used to get a lot of sunshine, and you haven't gotten any for a few weeks. It's making you pale. Do you need some lotion?
Always.
I use this bronzer. It really helps my skin.
He always looks like that.
Yeah, Freud has been listening to this conversation. His eyes shifting from one to the other, whoever's speaking, and his eyebrow raises, especially when you mention the cargo that you have for possible sale and the Empire. He says, "Yes, the Empire has become quite the nuisance."
You're
I
telling
just
me.
heard Zolan recently was pretty much on lockdown by the Empire.
This is because the people on this planet. Okay, come show me where you are docked. We will walk to your ship.
Yes.
This is because the planet is full of people who cannot decide how they look, and so this is.
So you approve of this?
No, I am.
Come on, Cleo.
Well, I mean, you know that it is. It's
Everyone on
it's
this
very
station
likely the
must-
largest corporation on my homeworld is going to be imperialized within the year. So, you know, I have no great love for them. Suffice it to say, let's be going.
Well, at least you know where you stand.
And just a point of note that Davian spoke of repairing a transporter. We actually need a whole new one.
Yeah, he broke it.
Oh, this is nothing to us. It's fine. It's fine. I mean, it's a matter of
Just wanted from a mechanic's perspective. Just wanted to be clear.
Oh no, this is fine. It's an equal exchange. It's fine. We will see the cargo and see what we can do. So and perhaps Mr. Freund will be coming with me, because if indeed you are going to kidnap us or some things, perhaps you will be kidnapping him too, because he seems to be not well known to you, and so, you know, whatever ill fate will befall me will befall him too. So I think he should be coming with me. Yes?
That's
Nice
fine, but
looking out.
I wouldn't worry about getting kidnapped. We try to get rid of passengers usually. And press the buttons on the V3. Let us in. It's me.
Okay. So we'll just do a wipe. So looking over the cargo in the scene. What do you want to show him of it?
See, this is the part where I'm torn. I would show him like 15 of the robots, and maybe see and hint that we could get our hands on some more. After he gives us a price, then we can decide, right?
Okay, and does Max Bill is he also looking at the salvage from the B2? Yeah, that's.
Oh, the B2 droid. Yeah, I forgot about him.
Yeah. Yeah, let's show that off too.
Okay.
Just for clarification, these are Imperial droids, right?
These are the old droids from Phantom Menace, the Roger robots.
I got you.
But then,
he looks
but-
at NV 1V and says, "Friends of yours?"
Very funny.
I like this guy.
and then we got a big one from the second movie, from Attack of the Clones. So
Yeah, I got you.
yeah, so we got
One,
20 of the
ones
small
in the
ones
hamster
and one of
balls.
the big ones.
Well, the large one is in pieces.
Mhm. Yes, it is.
Oh, so these things. More people are interested in them than you'd think. They're more annoying than you, 1V, which is hard to do.
I like this guy
It's hard to
too.
be number one.
But
What
no,
V? You got good company.
demand has been picking up with these. I've been surprised. And the Alliance is, for optics reasons, you could say that Alliance is not interested in using them in any official capacity because they don't want to, appear to. It's the Alliance to restore the Republic. So we don't really want to be using separatist droids because they were separatist droids. But, we have no objection to them,
We're selling the bar too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, it's interesting. It takes a look. This is not.
It's a luxury item.
It is a luxury. I mean,
Yeah, we don't really need a hot tub in the.
Look at Maxwell's
In
face.
the-
We're selling the bar.
We can keep some bottles of liquor. I mean, but
I tell you, I'd be okay getting rid of this damn chassis that we're carrying around in here, slamming around the hull. God damn.
So tucked into the corner is a classic land speeder. Just the frame of one. Like a classic car without an engine in it. It was already. It looks like somebody did a good deal of work getting it reconditioned as far as the paint job and so on. But then
And then 1V.
a couple days ago, it looks like it kind of fell off of the wall.
it happens.
Into Maxville.
Yeah, it happens.
For the straps.
Well, Freud's
So-
walking away. He says, "Who flies this tub?" And he's walking around checking it out. He's not so interested in the items for sale.
Well, it was 1V.
It still is.
Was
He's been demoted to astrogation.
Do you want to
Yes,
learn to
okay.
fly the ship? I can teach you some things about the ship.
Not now.
I am
Not now,
trying to
Disney.
learn from my counterpart 1V4. Boop, 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 beep, boop, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, 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 boop.
This droid might be for sale too.
I don't think I want him. The Alliance is actually not very fond of memory wipes of baby droids. They like to let them age like vintage alcohol, become eccentric like you, 1V.
I bet it'd fly a lot faster if you got rid of all this cargo.
Here.
Hey, how about it, Cleo? You gonna hook them up?
I think that I think we can do your repairs. We can do your repairs with this many droids. Maybe. There's a number of questions about the Imperial problem, and a number of questions about whether they switch on and off, and number of diagnostic costs that I need to, and thus we devolve into it's a negotiation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I could. I don't know. I could roll for it. I don't know if
It's
I
definitely
have-
not me.
it's not you. Okay.
My present is shit.
Okay. So
What I will say is that if 1v4n 1v4n's prior relationship will provide a boost die.
Okay, that's always good to hear. Let's see. What do I have for this? It's not too fantastic, but
Not to convince. What do you use? Coordination or what? I mean, what is it?
now negotiation goes off of presence. So I'm,
Gotcha.
I'm okay. I got 3 greens for it. So, what's my difficulty here?
It is
Hey,
opposed. Sorry, go ahead.
can I assist in a way?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
want to assist with
Do you have
sort
the
of the
negotiation
good
skill?
cop, bad cop. No, this is what I want to do. Good
Oh.
cop, bad cop. I'd only have 3 in the presence, but I do have. Hold on for a second.
I like this.
No. Sorry. No, I thought I had. It's coordination that it's deception that I have.
A
So
Canadian.
yeah.
They're mostly dinars, actually.
Oh,
They're from before Syria blew up.
yeah.
Nice.
Wait, which time? Sorry. Thanks.
So suffice it to say that, like, if you want to do like for face to face, like modern day stuff, I think having a big wad of random foreign cash is
It's always good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Well, I could negotiate too. Just standing to the side, two negotiators against one, a little bit more leverage, and I got 3 presents, so I could aid in that way.
so that gives me just an extra blue die, right? Because assistance, because he doesn't actually have the skill. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just
So-
going to be echoing and saying, yeah, you know what I mean.
What's my difficulty here?
So Cleo is a smooth operator, and is thus has cool 2, and so it's 2 red.
2 red.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I've got 2.
Wow. So I'm gonna flip a destiny point and upgrade one of my dice. So yeah, I got 1 yellow, 2 greens, 2 blues against 2 reds. So unless you want to upgrade some more, in which case you add an extra purple die.
Nope, I'm good.
No. Okay. Oh well, here goes nothing.
All right, let's see what he.
3 successes.
Let's see.
All right.
A couple
So
threats.
here's the deal. So you get the 75% price on 15 droids, because you got 3 successes.
Yep.
I'm going to say that the threat is that Cleo decides that he wants to offload, that he wants to get them off the station quickly, and so and he wants
So how many credits are we talking about here? Because we need to see if there's any money left over and see if we can buy some stim packs.
So he asked you to throw in the bar for free, basically.
Oh, okay.
And that'll be the threat.
Okay.
How about we throw in 1V for.
1V for extra cash.
You couldn't pay me to take him. He's an emancipated droid.
He's something, all right.
Comes with all of the baggage.
So how much money?
So 85 times 8. I'll just do it. 850 times 0.75 times 15. 9,500.
9,500. All right. So it's 5,000 to repair the hull trauma. So that leaves us 4,500 left. How much of that is the transponder going to go for? Because that's our second priority.
Yep.
Well, I'm gonna say that it is.
Welcome back.
They will accept gifts for that. But it they really need to cover their costs, and so it will cost 3,000 for that.
Okay. So
What
we
about the
have
oil baths?
1,500 left over.
Uh,
Okay, so
Davian, you want to see if you can maybe see if we can negotiate our old transponder in there as a trade-in? Maybe
for
get a
parts,
couple. Yeah, maybe get for or for parts or for refurb because it's refurbishable, right?
It's true.
Or
Look
am I
how those
missing?
wires are soldered like that. You totally destroyed it.
It's not garbage, but we have a limited space for salvage parts. You know, like this isn't a junkyard. This is a space station designed to be broken apart the moment that the Empire shows up. And he points to a red lever on the wall right there. If you pull that,
all right.
chain reaction starts, and we all are floating in individual pods. So you tell me if I have space for your broken radio.
It's okay. It's okay.
So
So
see right there, so like next to these screws here, Maxwell, like it says, the removal voids warranty. You removed them. You can tell.
I'm gonna void your warranty.
Good.
I would propose buying Stimpaks and emergency repair patches because I did a calculation. If we buy 5 of those for each of us, it comes to an even 1,000 credits, right? So 5 repair patches for 1V and 5 Stimpaks for Freund, Maxwell, and Davian. So that would leave us with 500 credits left.
We could pocket that for something later too.
Yeah. Or fuel. Do we need to purchase fuel? Because there's no costs for fuel. Fuel wasn't invented.
No.
Right. Yeah.
When this game was published. It was just invented two movies ago. So
It took me.
actually 1 movie ago. So yeah.
All right.
No, 2 movies because the Last Jedi fuel was a thing. Yeah.
All right. So so I think maybe we're cool with montaging to the Anchors Away.
Can I buy a regular blaster, trading my old blaster for a regular blaster? It's just 100 credits difference. That's all it is. And I do have the 100 credits. All I need is someone to sell me a blaster.
So I'll give you half value on your trade-in. I think that's it's fair.
Don't we have weapons cache?
We have blaster rifles, yeah, but I don't want to get rid of the blaster rifles. I feel the Alliance, the carbines, the Alliance could use the carbines, right? And the 5 droids that we're keeping, we can arm with those carbines, right?
Yeah.
So, and if we need to assault a place or something, we can each grab a carbine and go, right? But
I found this in the bar.
Anyway, so yeah, okay. So I'll buy my pistol with that.
Okay. So what kind of luggage does Freund find himself boarding the far horizon with?
He has essentially just his clothing, his light blaster pistol, and fuel rations, and some credits in his pocket. That's pretty much it. So he travels light.
I can appreciate that.
Well, I wish I could say I was sorry to see you go, Freund. But
You'll see me. You'll see me again.
Yes. Don't tell me where you're going. I don't want to know. That's how things work around here. If you come back, the station may not be here, or it might be a debris field. Who knows? That's how things are.
Who can guess these things?
Well,
If you let one V drive,
hopefully I can guess.
guarantee I can guess.
Hopefully I will be able to guess soon enough to see my children again. But with that, it's been. I wish I could say it was a pleasure doing business with you, but now I have a hut coming to pick these up. So I hope it goes well.
Oh, time to go.
Thank you.
Ka-chunk. So, there is the possibility here of segueing like voiceover narration to like arriving in the Five Sisters with some kind of mission. Or
Sure.
there's okay, yeah, or we can we can slice of life it.
I mean,
That's-
really, it's just a bunch of 1V and me going back and forth. So as long as he doesn't wreck my ship again.
Not your ship.
You're
Whose
right.
ship is this?
As much as you've dented it, it might as well be yours.
You sure you're gonna let this 10-man drive this thing?
I don't.
Oh,
not willingly, sir. Not willingly.
Okay, so
I like him.
And he
Dog is
absentmindedly walks over to the bar.
At the rendezvous point, Amara's able to provide the Far Horizon with sort of a cover identity as bounty hunters, which the Empire is hiring into the Five Sisters. Like en masse, because Scintilla has turned into a quagmire, and there's too many outstanding dissidents to round up, and so they don't have sufficient manpower, and also I'm not going to do too much. But Lato City is the chosen free port that they're allowing the bounty hunters to operate out of, in the northern hemisphere of Scintilla.
What's the name again? Lato City?
Mm-hmm. Freund is strangely welcome at the rendezvous point and in a number of your meetings, as if his identity was known, including to Amara, but she's does not like him, despite knowing him.
That's not hard to believe.
And she says, "Remember to keep in touch with your contact on Draskin Island." And she says this to Freund. I don't know what the reaction is.
Okay.
But it's yeah. Go ahead.
Does she need to roll anything? If she's known me previously?
She will.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's. Yeah. So let's. I think that may be a good moment. So as you're undocking from the coral reef, Amara's kind of walking through some things, and she says, "So the prisoner transfer, so they're shipping people out in shuttles they're shipping people out from Lato City to the prison hulks, and I think that if you can get something on board one of the prisoner transports, that would be very good." Or otherwise cause that pipeline to be disrupted. That would slow things down. Of course, don't blow your cover, but the more that people stay locally and aren't shipped off to the core, that would behoove us. I'm not gonna tell you. I'm gonna leave the details up to you as far as disrupting that pipeline.
Okay, when Freud notices she doesn't particularly care for him, or her reaction is if she shoots him a glance or whatever like that, he'll stay wide of her, right? So he busies himself otherwise. but he doesn't come into direct contact with her, if at all possible.
Okay, so what I'm gonna try and do like I'm gonna try and do a cool roll with her here, and she is pretty cool. She's trying to learn some things about Freund, trying to figure some things out about him. So if there was a skill that you were going to oppose as far as her
Right.
probing activities as she's walking you down the corridor back to the far horizon.
Well, I mean, would cool work as far as as opposing that?
There's a formula. It's cool versus what the heck is it?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to remember.
I keep mentioning that I need to do a little cheat sheet on that, and I always forget.
Rules lookup time.
Deception, maybe.
There's
So here's the the smile and nod. I think that actually the smile and nod routine might actually come down to cool.
What are you trying to do again?
Deception. Yeah. I think it might be something like that.
Deception, coercion, and leadership go against discipline, and discipline goes off of will.
Oh,
discipline. There you go.
Interesting. Okay.
Got some points in discipline there, Freud.
Discipline?
Oh no,
I'd rather do
discipline.
Yeah, so Amara's discipline is actually 2. But just with a willpower of 2.
Yeah, but I need to use deception.
Okay.
All right. So I've got 3 in deception, and deception goes off cunning, which is 3. So 3 yellow dice.
Okay. So I'm gonna upgrade her here, so that there's another one here. No, I'm flipping the wrong side. There we go. And I'm gonna put a black die on this for being in a little bit deep.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Sorry.
So yeah, so is that the pool? Sorry. Oh no, we so yeah, so Amara is rolling so I guess with an opposed roll we need to do it like this. Sorry. There we go. So there's her. These results are coming out.
No,
There we go.
I think you just roll. You convert his yellow dice into red dice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His difficulty becomes the opposite dice for her skill.
Okay, so that's one of the things that I was trying to figure out if that was how it worked. So what do I need to roll for that? Pardon.
3 red then.
Oh,
yeah,
3 red. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. And then there we go. Okay. All right. So so the threat is gonna cancel there. So it's taken me a while to figure this out. And Amara looks to her droid and winks her little remote that follows her around most places. But there's some things about this Freund character, Davian, which I know that you know him. He was somewhat known to you before. I don't think he wants to be here, but this isn't Freund. It's somebody else entirely. But I need him off of the Coral Sea before we have any kind of a security breach. So I'm sending him with you. He wants to be here, and I think he wants to be Freund, but I don't think he is. Capiche?
You don't think he is Freund?
I'm afraid I'm really pressed for time, and I really just need you to. I need you to jump out of here. I need you to jump out of here before something bad happens, because I believe that I may have allowed a breach to occur. So yeah, get back in touch with me. Here's a new Get back in touch with me. And she tries to secret an I mean, I don't think there's any reason to roll this, but she just sleight of hands a new HCOM into your jacket pocket, Davian.
Okay.
So, Maxwell, do I look more like a bounty hunter if I have the gun out all the time, or should I keep it holstered? What looks more official?
You're muted, Jim.
I'm also not saying anything.
Okay, so I'm afraid my segue is not going particularly well. The wipes are coming a little fast.
Yeah.
So
No, it's okay.
Okay.
So she told us there's this pipeline is just a series of ships taking off and delivering prisoners to prison facility off world.
one of those acclimator class hulks that goes up. So the bounty
it's one
hunters
shuttle.
bring in people and they load them, and then the people are loaded into shuttles and they go up to the prison hulk. And then the prison
So
hulk,
they go up. The prison hulk is the acclimator,
yes.
and that's in orbit around the planet. So we bring the people down to the planet, and then they take him up in shuttles to the acclimators. That's how it works.
Okay. So right now the bounty hunters are ranging all across Scintilla. But I mean, I wish I could describe this like in C2. I'm just trying to figure out how to do it without having too much lecture text.
No, but it's just to understand the situation. Bounty hunters are over the planet capturing, rebels or dissenters or whatever, bringing them to a detention facility. They're using shuttles to bring them up to the acclimator hulk, which is the prison. Is that correct?
That's accurate. Yes.
Yeah. And there's several shuttles going up and down.
That is correct. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. But they take off from a particular facility.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, just trying to formulate some sort of plan. All right. So we have a cover as bounty hunters. We need to disrupt this this chain.
I'm gonna relieve myself.
Yeah. Go ahead. While we think about this.
I will take also advantage.
Yeah. Go ahead.
We have to blow it all up.
Yeah. I'm thinking that ideally we could get people off of that, right? Maybe recruit some people to the alliance. I mean, if it's tons of people, then maybe just getting them off the prison and back into the planet.
I'm not
Yeah,
sure what
you would have to stop that pipeline.
Their ship holds a lot of people, actually, if we use it like a bus, but I don't know, they probably have lots more people.
Yeah, no, they're going to have, I don't think we can evacuate the prison because the ships have been coming and going. So there's a lot of people in that hulk. And we can't blow it up because there's innocent people up there.
Yeah, the only thing you could really do is stop the transports, and maybe this hulk, is it mobile? Can it move, or is it like stationary, geosynchronous orbit or something?
Yeah. Hulk implies that the ship is disabled, right? The acclimator?
It's unknown. What if that's the case or not? Likely so. Yes. That's a question. That's something to find out, though.
But we could get a lot of rebels sympathizers off that hulk, if possible.
Yeah. I mean, if we can move the Hulk, we could even attempt to hijack the Hulk or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
taking them off by shuttle is going to take a while.
yeah. First we need to get some information, on the status of that ship. The other thing is the shuttles, right? We could sabotage the shuttles so they have no way to take him from the planet to the prison.
Now, what do we know about this planet? Is it really Obviously they're picking up a lot of people, but
So this is a meta question. So we've reached a point of very high information gradient, which it's. I think if we segue, like, but I don't know how to, like, I don't know where the in medias res begins if we do it right. If we just, but I think we like. So I guess what is the what is the thing that you guys want to know?
Well, we're trying to formulate some sort of plan. So it would be nice to know if the Hulk is actually a ship that can move, or is it stationary thing that we can't move. It'd be nice to know how many shuttles are actually ferrying up and down, because if we're going to sabotage shuttles, it's one thing to sabotage one shuttle and another to sabotage 20 shuttles that go up and down, right?
Okay.
And where do they take off from? Like, is there a detention center and they go, or are they just taking off directly from the starport? Or
Okay.
I don't,
All right.
yeah.
So there's a low key. Okay. So my thinking is that we probably need to cover it with a low key scene, like just immediately following kind of Amara saying "bon voyage" and hurting everybody out the airlock. And there's probably something we need to cover about like her kind of declaration to you, Davian, and about what she told you about Freund. You know, one of those low key moments on the Millennium Falcon with a heart to heart.
Yeah, so I mean, I gather what she wants is for me to contact her as soon as Freund is not in sight. So
Oh, interesting. Okay,
is
so
that
you
it?
try
Because
and
I'm not I
Freud
didn't-
will spend a lot of time playing cards and trying to get other people to play cards, even 1V or Max.
well, I would think 1V is an avid solitaire player, if I recall correctly.
Well, it takes two to play the kind of games he's interested in, and a little bit of credits too. But yeah, if we want to do that before we make a plan on how to approach it, that's fine.
Well, I mean, so I can, I think, so about the query about the information, we can get to that too. Like, I think like we can cover that on camera, like as actual learned information. I'm having I'm having a moment thinking about where to put the camera, and
I say we go report for duty on the Hulk. We'll go introduce ourselves to the leader of the facility.
I think we disrupt communications and we go to the bottom, get some kind of a French resistance force, so to speak, to go in there and sabotage it. Well, not sabotage, but take over the area the ground base and the shuttles, and then shuttle ourselves up to the Hulk. If we find that the Hulk can't move, and get in there and start reversing it and let the people of the planet take it over. That way they can just reverse the whole process. How many Imperials are on this planet?
I think that a good first step is what Ivan just suggested, and maybe we could, since we are masquerading as bounty hunters, then we could show up right to the ground facility and talk to the Imperials in charge, and see what we can learn that way. I don't know if that seems reasonable, right? Like,
Sounds
oh
cool.
yeah, I agree. If we can tap into some database and get some information about the Hulk, about their relay capacity. I just meant down the road, we would have to disrupt or whatever, or would be a little radio silence between the two.
So as we approach the starport or wherever it is, we can actually see the shuttles going up and down, and maybe count how many they have, and see if there's an Imperial garrison.
All right.
It's like a recon mission with including us going and saying, we're mercenaries, we're here for work, blah blah blah.
All right.
Yeah, we got an open door on that front.
So the camera rejoins the far horizon as it drops out of hyperspace.
Told you I could fly.
And so
He
it's
said drop, stop, fly.
1V's mechanical hand eases back from the hyperdrive lever, and you're looming over Scintilla. Is so the you're just inside of the Scintilla's moon, which is called the Watcher, which is just sort of a glorified asteroid. The Imperials have built a large detention facility that you can see is kind of half completed there, and as you make your way down to Lato City, which is this sort of free port that you anticipate the bounty hunters will be welcome at, you're able to pass underneath the vast hulk of the acclimator. These ships can land and kind of disgorge an entire division of clone troopers was their original purpose in life. This one there's a long docking gantry which is joining it joining it umbilically to the asteroid base on the Watcher on Scintilla's moon. And so you're able to kind of get a close visual look as you move towards Scintilla.
Good. Are there TIE Fighter patrols around?
Yes.
Do we see traffic of shuttles coming up or down?
Yes.
Does it look like the engines are operational on this thing yet? Or does it look like it's not ready to fly yet?
Yeah, at least it's tethered to the asteroid. To the moon.
So just as you do so kind of as you're coming in, and you kind of report in with your code, new transponder codes, and what would you want to name your cover identity?
We're the company of the Minok. Instead of Raven. So
That's what I was thinking.
I don't know.
Okay, we'll work on that. Because we don't want to let comedy override that if it works, if that turns out to be a long lasting thing.
Okay.
So that goes fine. It goes just completely as anticipated. Like rolls not even necessary. It's fine. And so you're able to skate underneath of this thing, and you see that its fusion drives flicker to life, and the rear engines, and it starts to charge up, and the traffic controller that you've been on the horn with says, Far Horizon, you need to adjust your vector by 30 degrees. There's a large incoming hull coming from bearing 210 out of hyperspace in 4 seconds.
Understood.
Okay. I completely adjust our vector. Should not be crushed by the oncoming.
It's a little bit of a yank on the yoke, and so you feel it, and another large acclimator class vessel arrives from hyperspace as you continue to proceed towards Scintilla. A second ship hauls in towards the asteroid.
Looks like they're building quite a prison.
When we left Gorham way back when,
Mm-hmm.
the captured shepherds were being taken to a ship. Was it another acclimator or was it a vindicator? I can't remember. I know there was a ship.
There was another acclimator that was docked
to High Point.
To High Point Station, which is that large city station.
Gotcha. So this is what they're doing. They're using these acclimators as prisoner ships. All right, so there's two of them, and this other one is it docking with the moon as well, or is it just parked in stationary orbit? Or
well, I mean, you need to carry on your merry way.
Yeah.
As you do so, you see that the previous one casts off and begins hauling for a jump point.
Oh, the previous one casts off. I think we have our answer on whether or not these acclimators are functioning.
She said they were taking them to the core, so.
That's true. That's true. Oh well, that makes sense. Uh,
Well, how are we supposed to sabotage this? I think we've been given a possible mission.
well, we can stall at least the shuttles, and we have yet to see the ground operations. Maybe we can sabotage whatever they're using for a central command in the ground. What do you see there coming up on our landing pattern?
So you so coming up from Lado City is it's gonna pass you kind of in the opposing lane. Is one of those large stormtrooper transport shuttles. You know, it's one of the chubby Tiderium shape.
The ones from Rogue One?
I believe that's the case. No, those are the U-wings. I think is it wait. Oh no.
The ones in Rogue One are like 4 wings. The ones in Rogue One, or you're talking like the extra big Lambda shuttles, right?
Yeah, the extra large ones. Okay. I'm afraid the name escapes me.
Me too.
And so you see one of those pass you by, as you're coming in. Scintilla is in a much calmer phase than when you left it, and it was racked by a kind of a single massive hurricane that preoccupied almost the entirety of the hemisphere you were in. And so you pass through the kind of the upper cloud layers, and the pink skies of the world begin to assert itself. And there's the kind of the green patches of little continental masses, what we would consider like the Himalayan plateau. These are the only places where green chlorophyllc plants can operate. And so these highlands are clung to as a pleasant area on an otherwise unpleasant world, because below that altitude, other pigments assert themselves, and the atmosphere becomes repressively thick to the point that there's just buoyancy is so easy for the native life that the skies are clogged with kind of various kinds of balloon life forms and so on. And you pass by a few of them, perhaps some quirky, kind of air octopi, as that are wandered a little bit high on their journey through life. Pass by a few of them as you come into to Canyon Port, which is a scabby little village, kept a few kilometers away from Lado City, which, Max Bill, you may know this is a place where you've maybe expended a few paychecks when you had some time to do so. It's one of the more cosmopolitan places on Scintilla. It seems no less so. It's still glowing with neon as you pass by, and the far horizon touches down. There's a very unsavory looking Mandalorian vessel which looms at the docking pad next to yours, bristling kind of with blades and several missiles underneath of its wings.
By this time, Davian has grown out a beard, right, in an attempt to sort of disguise himself at least a bit, make himself a little bit harder to recognize.
So I'd say let's disembark. We can go report to who we're supposed to report to, right? We're bounty hunters.
Yeah, let's find out what the what the procedure is for turning in prisoners. Let's go talk to some people.
Okay, so there's an Imperial Army tent, which is there's stormtroopers flanking like a fenced area within the Canyon Port compound. There's 2 sentries, and you can see that there are several stormtroopers who are out of their armor, cleaning their weapons and so on, off to the flanks of a tent. So I believe that this is perhaps where you need to go. There's a in Orabesh in the Star Warsy letters, it says liaison office over the gate.
Excellent. And we do have our forged bounty hunter guild licenses and stuff like that, right?
You think they may be real? As in someone died, and now they're
better.
yours.
All the better.
Even better, yeah. Yeah, so we go in, with weapons on and playing the part.
Okay. So sitting at a desk carved from the native the native corals that dwell below the green line, there's an Imperial lieutenant of its dusky skin, who's not particularly happy with his hot lot in life at the moment, but is and maybe is watching a holovid on his desk as you come in. The stormtrooper who's led you to the threshold of the tent waits at the doorway.
Right.
2 at a time, no droids.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh well. I suppose you'd better stay here, 1V. Maxwell, let's go.
Let's. Bye, 1V. Take care.
What?
I just don't say a word. 1V doesn't say anything.
I'll stay back with 1V, and in fact, go outside where they're cleaning their weapons, and try to start up a chat with the troopers if they're just on the outside right there.
Yeah. Okay. So, okay, let's go on camera inside the tent. Oh. More of this type. Looks like the 2 of you are at least holding up to the air pressure here. I can barely think with this much nitrogen flowing through my blood. This is three times the standard core atmospheres. So this is what you must prepare yourselves for if you're going to go after the bounties. And he gestures to a board on the end of the tent, which is kind of alight with holographic displays. You must steel yourselves for the depths of Scintilla. I hope that you have the equipment to use it. If you intend not to, you're going to need to ascend slowly, or your bounties will perish. Their blood will literally boil inside their skin, and we do not pay for dead ones. Same goes for you. I hope you're so make a decision for yourself about whether your vessel is going to remain at green line pressure, or if you're going to allow your vessel to be open to the air of the depths. At sea level, it is 21 atmospheres of pressure, and the native life is approximately 1 ton per 10 square meters of biomass at the surface. There's 1 ton of biomass per 10 square meters. And another 10 in the 100 meters of air above that, and another ton in the 1,000, and so on. And the life is stacked thickly. I do not pay for you to bring the bugs of the deep up with you. Make sure your ship is clean when you land here at Canyonport. If you have any questions about the bounties, I cannot answer them besides to give you their Imperial identity documents. They've been identified as persons of interest to be delivered to the shuttlecraft, which departs daily at 1200 hours.
That shuttlecraft departs from here or from Lato?
Just outside I believe your associates are going to see one of them land.
Ah,
You can make
excellent.
the pleasures of Lato City your relief if you wish. I do not care for its culture. And I believe that we are accepting applications for people to come on the Imperial Reservation if they enjoy finer things of human culture. For the time being, I'm very glad to see people who are at least comfortable here on Scintilla. Your names?
Radic,
It's all right. A lot of people are intimidated by the uniform. That's why we're not doing so well here. Radic Ivales. Yes. Well, from Lambda Sector. Interesting. I pegged you for a local. And you,
Yes.
sir?
Wilm.
Oh. He is a local. I see. Very good. So with that, 1V and Freund, outside of the tent, you see one of these shuttlecraft land.
Okay.
And as it does so, the pilot, who's a droid, similar to yourself, begins.
Freud points that out to him. 1V. And look at that.
Yeah, how about that? Isn't that nifty?
So they open up the back, and it says,
A new pilot. Go ahead.
So they open up the back ramp, and a very bronze local man who's just getting by in like one of those kind of garbage man jumpsuits style look says, you're gonna make me do this. It's your ship, and you're gonna make me do this. The two stormtroopers immediately get out of the two guards, and they retire to start conversing with some of the locals, some of the local troopers. You should have seen this one. He kicked like a horse, but we got him up there. Two little blue bolts, and that puts him down. So with that, he kind of walks over and hooks up a hose, and starts hosing out the back of the vessel. And as he does so, as the kind of the various people are moving in different directions, the back ramp folds down, and kind of someone was clinging to the ceiling just outside of the back ramp, and lets go, from a spider hold on the top of the ceiling, and she makes a break for it, towards the cliffside and into the depths. So it she starts running. So you see all of this.
Okay. What does she look like, or what race can I discern that?
She's a human,
Species, rather.
garbed in kind of what the shepherds kind of wear, which is typically stuff that kind of helps them negotiate their environment because they're just sort of subsistence. They live by what the planets can give them, and they're also the kind of the targeted people in this imperial occupation because their traditional folkways have a lot in common with some teachings of the living force, and so after the Battle of Yavin, the Empire has decided to liquidate a number of planets with strong force traditions. So anyways, she starts making a break for it, and they're hey, get after her, and so how do you guys react outside the tent?
Well, I have a little small question. The two guys that were over there to the side, polishing their weapons or whatever they were doing with their outfits on, do they look the same?
No. I follow you. I follow your meaning. They do not.
Okay.
They one of them looks like it looks like he's from Abrogado Ray, and the other one looks like he's from Anaxes. So they're just they seem to very much fit the Stormtrooper template because you have to follow in that physical form that was so idealized by the first people to wear the outfit, but they are in fact different men.
Yeah, they just fit the Aryan mold. I am not. Freud is standing there doing his usual, just pulling on his chin whiskers and watching it from afar. He was approaching those two men to talk with them whenever all this came about. He sees her jump down and runs to the cliff edge. You said, did she dive over?
Well, she looks. I mean, I don't know if she's going to make it or not. It's kind of in that. It's like that. But all of the every single guy in armor, in white armor, kind of gets up and starts moving to that end.
Okay. So they're not trying to fire on her. They're not raising weapons.
On the contrary, I mean, we don't. I mean, I'm kind of. We'll see. I mean, they don't have line of sight at the moment. She blows past the droid and says, and the droid says, "I say, you can't. If you're not going to clean out the back of my shuttlecraft, you would at least clean the people out of it."
Okay. I start backing up a little bit and I nudge 1V and say, you should go talk to your friend. I'm looking at the craft that lands and trying to get some kind of, maybe is this one of the same crafts that we saw ascending?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the very same.
Okay. Gotcha. And since the gangplank is down or whatever, I'm looking on the inside. They only had 2 individuals in there, or is it more?
2 guards. Yes, there was only 2 guards in the back. Looks like could possibly hold about 40.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And you can kind of spot that there was a bit of a bloody mess that happened at some point during transport that guy was going to clean up. It may be getting close to bedtime for folks. I don't have an interesting way to pause this with are we to the cliffhanger? Are we on the threshold of the cliffhanger? What does everybody think?
I think we're on the cliffhanger right now.
Yeah, and we don't always have to have a cliffhanger.
Yeah, okay. I just I can't
Sometimes
quite hear music.
We can end soft.
Yeah, I just can't quite hear music, so I'm trying to judge things. That's all.
Okay, when you said it was a bloody mess, what color was the blood?
Oh, human.
Okay.
Right. Very human.
That's all I did was back up and nudge 1V and kind of direct toward his attention toward the droid, the pilot droid, and she's going on about the bloody mess, and I say, You should go speak with your friend. And that's where I'll end it.
It's not my friend. We're bounty hunters.
Yeah, he throws his head back and laughs. Freund does.
Sure, fun.
Okay, so did we lose Aloy?
It's looking like he's having a hard time reconnecting.
I think so.
Okay.
Well, I didn't get a chance to blow anything up yet, but you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We'll find out.
we slice of life.
You'll get your chance. I'm sure we'll have to pilot our way out of here.
It's okay. Sometimes you don't always get to blow anything up.
I tried very hard to cut the slice of lifetime. But without unzilching things.
No, it's okay. We're here with like an impossible mission to try to interrupt this prisoner trade. So we'll have to figure it out. We'll have to think about this. I'm good with this impossible scenario right now. Give me some blood.
Yeah, that's why I'm laughing. If you're a bounty hunter, your bounty's getting away.
Yeah.
It's not my bounty.
Will be if you catch her.
Okay, yeah. So I don't know. This is one of these things. Like I've been very wary of hitting fast forward keys lately, and I'll be interested to hear to maybe chat about that a little more, but I think we did complete all the kind of the connective tissue things that we need to for a while. I hope we didn't skip anything that we maybe needed to. I
think we're good right now.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, there we go.
There he is.
He's back. He's back.
So yeah, I was thinking that maybe it was about bedtime.
And fade to black. Oh.
I guess I could cut the stream here.